Here we go. And I found I got the where's SID tricks over here?
Boom.
Share. It's over there. All right, we're gonna start put some stuff down on this corner.
And let's see what we get the name cards and the meters.
Yeah, we were texting about it. I was texting Michael about it.
Oh, okay.
Let's make sure we get it. Let's work it out.
Should be the same, and then see, Ray, the audio engineer, who's on the radios. I can't remember if last year you switched radios or did you keep radios in the same spot?
Based on what the pitch is.
Oh, okay.
Basically, they're on the same side of the court.
Excuse me. We know Illinois. Well, sure.
Yeah. If they ask if they have to take one, just tell them.
Okay.
We'll figure
That's
it out.
what I was telling him, but it didn't matter. It doesn't really matter because it's going to pull up anyway.
Yeah.
So
It's not like they have anything.
yeah.
So just tell them no, we'll figure it out.
My only statement would be congratulate Illinois. I thought their effort to win the game was awesome. Wish I'd have been watching it as a fan. Brad's a great coach. Tough to know what it was. I didn't know what the score was for 4 minutes. Never seen that. Look, man, this is real simple. They were a lot tougher than us in a lot of areas. We wilted. When the heat got turned up, the game got physical. They refused to go away. We caved. That's my fault.
Coach, when you have a guy, an opponent like Terrence Shannon who's making all those threes, is there anything special you do, or do you try to
Don't let him shoot. Of course, with our team right now, we're worried about offense. So we don't hear defensive assignments. We don't hear defensive adjustments. We don't hear scouting. We think we're great. We got the oldest trick in the book. Show me a guy that's not humble, and I'll show you the guys getting ready to be humble. No, we have 8 freshmen. Go ahead.
You could see a lot, but I'm surprised by the crowd.
I could care less about the crowd. I respect you and your question. Doesn't matter. Execution. We were tough with the ball, executing at a high clip. But then the game got turned up. They made it a street fight. And it's real clear who won that. I have no positive thoughts on any player on UCLA's performance, not one, including the coach.
Big number one in Illinois since your guys came in and put some pressure on you guys. What'd you notice about why he was
Nothing. I coach UCLA. Apologize. You're asking about a guy who played 9 minutes in 4 points. I'm sure he's a good kid. I'm sure he plays well. I'm concerned the fact that we gave up 79, 51 in the second half. That's going to send you home against real teams. I don't care if it's November, and I guarantee you. You're talking about who? I thought that they had tremendous fight. Obviously, they had a guy making every shot that didn't hurt. But, that really, I don't judge things off of that. I judge things off of their block shots, their effort, their intensity level. That's what I was impressed with. But again, it's one game. So, the team with humility usually wins. They're willing to do those things that it takes to win. I knew we were in trouble in practice yesterday. I had guys telling me, don't worry. We're going to hang a banner because we beat Norfolk State.
We just take responsibility for the way we play. Obviously, we do not play to what we know we can, what we're capable of. Just take responsibility, watch film, learn, get tougher, move on to the next game. We just didn't handle it well. We weren't tough enough to handle the pressure. They came at us, and we, like Coach said, we just folded. There's nothing really more to it.
It'll be an adjustment. I mean, if we don't have enough time for that. But, the venues in the Big Ten are awesome. College towns. So, Illinois wants to keep going around there, close to Indiana. We're talking about a lot of teams with great fan bases. So, it'll be a huge adjustment. The scary part of that for us will be my assessment of what has happened to teams like Syracuse since they've left the Big East. UConn since they left. They went back, which was a great so can't lose your identity. It'll be a challenge. We'll see. Well, they made it up. They what they coach in terms of what he became. So he couldn't execute. They put the pressure on him. And I was just, to be honest, I'm surprised that they was the way they did it. But again, I'm their coach, so if we don't handle something well, we can take care of it. I was very surprised.
I just didn't think, obviously, they made 8 threes. I think we didn't press 3-point shot the way we needed to. I think that really opened up the game. The 3-point shot is really crucial in today's game, and we weren't able to stop it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
start.
Oh, what's up, man? What's up? How's it going? Good.
Hey, Jeff.
You knew it's not that serious.
No, I get it. We'll be in touch.
Sincere Harris. It's amazing. You go in with kind of a mindset of about a game, and for whatever reason, I didn't go in the first half. And we all know, we've all seen Sincere in the first 3 games impact at a very high level. Second half, I knew we needed to get back to our press. I knew we needed to force that tempo, change it, turn the ball over at such an alarming rate in the first half that we really couldn't get into it. And but Sincere was great. He got some easy baskets, and I thought he was important. I'm really proud of this group. 15 down, 8th ranked team in the country. A lot of unknowns. A lot of guys who've never been there, never have done anything remotely close to what this was about. Now it wasn't home court for us. I will say that, because how about the Illini Nation and how we travel and how everybody knows why. I think it's the best job in the country. We're close to it. But, and to be 15 down, we finally found a little something as a trigger to get going besides the press. And kind of went to it. It kind of cracked the seal. We got Terrence downhill with some double gaps. And then he does what he does in terms of drawing fouls and getting the ball in the rim. And you have to guard that. And then obviously 8 for 9 for 3 is pretty special. And as a school record, he also went over 1,000 points tonight in his career. And then we saw Matt really step up with the biggest offensive rebound of the night. I'm proud of Matt because he's gotten off to a tough start. But man, what an unbelievable human being, what an unbelievable worker. He's diving into this, and he's been in so many of these games. He knows how to win, and so I'm excited for what this means for him as well as our men's basketball team. But, beat a great UCLA team. Obviously, 2 great players. I think Tiger's, that question, one of the elite point guards, if not the elite point guard in college basketball. Jaime was a handful. But other than a 3-minute stretch, at the end of the first half, I thought we gave them, we fought them on most possessions. So, all in all, great win. On to the next, and get a Virginia team that obviously very old and very, very, very disciplined. They beat a great Baylor team tonight.
I was in the zone the whole game.
I remember this morning.
It was actually a media timeout. Matt came to me and he was just saying I got to get aggressive. That's what I did, and Sincere set the tone on the defensive side, and that gave me a energy boost, and that's when we got on the run.
For both the players, Coach mentioned that the early turnovers. What was the struggle with the ball control, and then how were you able to kind of correct that later in the game?
Well, we just slowed down. Sometimes we try to hit home runs or take it all by ourselves. We just slow down and move at pace and shoot the ball with our team. And we handled it well in the second half.
I think we were just getting adjusted to playing like high-level competition environment like that. We played 3, not so great teams. So this was our first real test, and I think we were in the first half trying to play perfect a little bit, and then we kind of eased into it the second half.
Matt, what were the first 3 games like for you just to go through, and what clicked for you tonight? What do you think kind of is the impetus tonight?
I mean, they were rough. I've been missing shots, but I mean, it was a new game think today I was just trying to play as hard as I could. It really didn't matter to me that much. You know, people say a lot of stuff about how I'm not scoring a lot. And, I mean, we won every game by 40, and so it didn't really matter to me. But I knew tonight I was going to have to step it up a little bit, and so I just tried to play as hard as I could.
Matt, you've seen Terrence in the Big 12 over the years. What's different about him now than when he's playing at this level?
I mean, he turned into Steph Curry when he got here, I guess. But I was telling TJ, I'm supposed to be the shooter, and I'm like the, you know, playmaking and lockdown defender. And TJ is supposed to be the slashing playmaker, and he's Steph Curry. So, yeah, it's kind of all backwards right now.
Question for both of you guys. What message do you have for Illini Nation? I mean, they represented you guys well tonight.
I would say when I first came out, when we came out for our first warm-up, what I seen, like the environment, like just seeing all of them, the way they traveled. And Coach Tim, he actually told me, like, wait till you see how they travel. And I'm like, we'll see. And like, I was just blown away. Like, thank you, Illini Nation, for the support and the love y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything like that traveling-wise, because we were the reigning national champs, and the Baylor fans were amazing at home, but I've never seen fans travel like that. I mean, that was like almost a packed arena going crazy. Like, thank you, Illini Nation. That was amazing.
Kind of a home game.
Yeah.
Matt, I know your focus is on your team, but I was curious how close you still are to the old guys for Baylor in terms of asking them what worked or giving them tips about what will work for their game.
I don't do stuff like that. They're most of them are professionals. They know how to play, but I still keep in touch a little bit with them. Since we thought we were going to play each other, we haven't really been talking that much. We'll probably pick it back up again. But yeah, those are my boys. So whenever we're not playing against them, I'm rooting for them.
Terrence, you guys and Matt, you guys see Sincere Harris every day in practice and the athleticism he brings. What does he do for you when he comes out on the floor with his defensive effort?
We just know what he's gonna bring every time he's in the game. He's the same way in practice. He disrupts every offensive possession. I'm proud of him actually because in the first couple of games he picked up fouls in the backcourt. And this game he didn't. He stayed solid and he kind of like he changed the way Tiger handled the offense. At the beginning, Tiger was in open threes and making it kind of easy, but Sincere made him struggle a little bit. He just gives us energy. He was an energy boost for us, a reason and a spark to us going on that run, leading us to win the game.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, in practice every day, like, you can joke around with him, have fun with him, but he still brings the intensity. It's the same thing in the games. Like, he comes off the bench, like, I had no doubt. Like, Coach Underwood kind of got on him at halftime, and but I told him, I was like, bro, you're going to get an opportunity in the second half, watch. And I just knew if he got that opportunity, he was going to go crazy because, I mean, he's just that kind of guy. He's a spark plug. He plays so hard, so I'm really happy for him.
Two more players.
Even though RJ had a rough night, it looked like he was cheering you on and being very involved on the bench. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, RJ's he's a great team player. His team first. He don't really care about if he's scoring or if he's doing anything, but he's going to impact the game whether he's playing or not, whether it's being a good teammate or the defensive end or playing the passing lane. So RJ's fine. He's gonna pick it up. Once he does, you always see he's a great player.
Yeah, he had a couple good defensive plays tonight too, and then on the bench, he's cheering for Sincere the whole time. He's talking to us in the huddle, so I think he did a great job just dealing with a rough night tonight, and I know he's going to pick it up.
Matt, Brad said that you've been where this team and program wants to go. What did you see tonight in terms of what this team is capable of?
We got a lot of talent, and I think we're just young, and we just have to figure out like how to be yourself on the biggest stage and stuff. Because I think, like I said, in the first half we came out just trying to play perfect. And once you get out there, you realize you just got to play as hard as you can and try to make the right plays. But I think we for sure have the talent to do it. I mean, TJ's been leading us from day one. I've been there before. Coleman can disrupt on defense, switch a lot of things. Dane's been amazing. I mean, the whole team, I think we have enough talent to go all the way. Like, I really believe that. So, and they're going to be able to figure it out themselves, you know.
Right at the end of the first half, UCLA really got that two-man game going. It goes on half. Second half, though, Eric Campbell finished 9-23, Hawkins 8-22. Changed the second half.
Well, we had a pretty serious discussion at halftime about our switching, and we even talked about not switching. We've spent the last couple of days just hammering the switch. A couple of scouting report mistakes. I mean, we let Heine get one right. That's a problem. But I also feel really good about the fact that they took 45 of their shots. I mean, 45. And you look at who their leading scorer is, it's been Clark. Yeah, I mean, it was really a factor in the game. They've got a guy in Monty Daly who's everybody's hyped as I don't know, he's really, really talented and really, really good player, wasn't involved. So we felt okay, but we knew they're really good players. I mean, I have so much respect for Tiger watching him. Damn. And I mean, he is one of the elite point guards in the country. We knew we were going to not skunk them. You know, we knew they were going to score, but we had blown assignments, and that's something that we've got to clean up. We blow the switch right at the end of the half and give them a clean look at the three. And we covered that play 50 times, and we knew exactly what was coming. It's just a lack of communication, and sometimes young guys make mistakes.
Brad, you mentioned the turnovers, especially in the first half. This Virginia defense is a little more aggressive and turning people over this year than it's in past years. What kind of a challenge will that be for your ball handlers?
Yeah, I don't know how many of them, I can't wait to watch the film, how many were truly just forced, other than just, I mean, set the world on fire for trials. But again, we knew they were going to crawl up in us. We knew they were going to be aggressive. And, you know, I've got to do a better job putting our guys in position, getting them ball tough. You know, we think we're that way ourselves sometimes, but we obviously have got some work to do there. Second half, much better job. Just playing into, you know, a little action, a little starter to get going and get the flow.
I guess hindsight being what it is what was your thought process with Sincere tonight in the first half, and then what changed in the second?
Well, we got off to such a really good start, and I thought that even though we were turning the ball over, I thought the defensemen were pretty good, and they weren't scoring. So it wasn't like just opportunity wasn't there. But I got concerned in the last 4 or 5 minutes because we were turning it over, we weren't scoring, and they got in the half court. They got to be pretty good, pretty solid. I knew we had to get an energy bug in there. I didn't want him to pout. I didn't want him to be disappointed in not playing the first half. So we had a conversation at halftime, like, hey, you got to help us. And man, did he respond.
Brett, I knew Terrence would be really good. Is there anything that's surprised you or he's gotten incredibly better at since he's been here? Because I don't know if anybody expected him of these kind of things.
Well, I think our style helps him. And we've really encouraged his speed downhill. 8 for 9 night. But I also will say this: 1,000 shots a day, and getting in at 4:45 in the morning. It is amazing how success finds hard work, and how it becomes part of who he is. And not only that, think about the blocks he had. He's doing it at both ends. He's turned into that guy. And, the other night, I don't know how many fouls he draws tonight. Only drew 5 tonight, but it was 10 the game before. So that's kind of concerned you with his downhill ability, and his speed and strength. He's 220 pounds, and that sets up his 3.
Coach, you get a chance to face real adversity for the first time this season. What did you learn about your team, and what did you see from them early second half to turn that?
Yeah, I was really, I had the same conversation with our staff at half. Like, we're going to find out, if I stirred a little emotion right at the end of the half. We figured a couple things out on the board. And then the first 2 possessions could have been any worse. And, that's why they quit timeout, settled down. We'll be fine. And then we got into the press. So I'm so proud of this group. I mean, I'm ecstatic because I know this group thinks they're tough, but they've never been there. They've never proven it. And to do that against that team with those 2 guys, pretty proud of that.
Hey, Brad, in the game, Coleman, he had some rough moments at times. Could you talk to us about how you feel like he did other things well to help the team tonight?
7 assists. Yeah, I mean, and he's the point of the press. He's so long, he's so gangly, and he's a high IQ guy. I was mad at him first half because he turned down 3 or 4 shots. I want him shooting the basketball. When he's open, he needs to shoot the basketball. I mean, he's a guy that made 5 of them in the game this year. So he's a terrific player. He's our trigger of a lot of things. He became a great secondary handler, for us. And again, I can live with a few of his mistakes. He'll clean some of those up. But 7 assists from a 5-man, I'll take that every night.
Hope you coach Matt